Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Tuesday, September the 12th, 2022. Tuesday, September the 12th. Well, had some tender scenes or some not tender, but really touching, devoted scenes. Cody is devoted into helping Sasha get better. And though those withdrawals are hitting her hard, what that doctor was pumping her full of. She's shivering. She's was hallucinating at one point because look, he was dressed like the doctor. I was thinking, Cody Sam didn't give you a change of clothes because he's still in the doctor's suit. And so he had to convince her, I'm not Dr. Montague. I'm not Dr. Montague. Just look at me, Sasha. Look at me. I'm Cody. And so she finally's like, she's on the ground, like, no, don't hurt me. And then she goes, Cody? And he goes, it's Cody. I saved you, remember? The doctor is not here. He's never gonna hurt you ever again. So he offers his hand and he pulls her up from the floor and sits her on the bed and he tells her, you're detoxing from all the drugs the doctor gave you. But you're going to need to drink some water to help keep you hydrated. No, I can't. No. She's freaking out and going, you know. And so finally he says, she goes, something about she has nobody or nothing to live for. And he goes, then live for Brando. Live for little Liam. And then she lashed out of how dare you say their names and blah. He goes, no, Sasha, you've gone through a lot. And they would not want you to give up now. Brando would want you to fight, Sasha, fight. He goes, you have done nothing wrong. This was done to you. You did not do this. She goes, I've lost everyone. I have no one. I have no husband, no baby, no family. And he says, you have me. You have me. And I'm going to see you through this. So he got her to drink, convinced her to drink some water, and he got her to drink a little more, and he put a blanket around her because she, shivering, detoxing. So finally, the last scene, she's laying down resting, and he's sitting in a chair next to the bed, and she takes her hand out the blanket and she reaches for his hand. That was touching. I almost got a little teary-eyed, y'all. I'm just saying. That was touching because see, Sasha has been all alone because that witch Gladys has been working against her in her own house. Speaking of Gladys, at the end, and I'll get back to Sunny and Nina, she ends up texting Nina. Nina runs outside, and Gladys is telling her, I went to the facility to arrange for our girl's release tomorrow. And told him, yeah, the police were there. And the nurse was saying that she was kidnapped by Cody Bell. When no, Gladys was there. Gladys said, he kidnapped her. And the nurse said, no, I can't say Mr. Bell kidnapped her. She was leaning up against him. She says, from the looks of it, looks like she was going with him willingly. She goes, I'm not saying he kidnapped her, but to Nina, he kidnapped her. And now that I think about it, Cody Bell is probably the one working with that doctor to keeping Sasha hostage. See, why would Cody? And Nina's looking at her like, oh my God, what? And she goes, and now he's kidnapped her. So Nina's like, oh my God, she's freaking out. And I think she walks away from Gladys. If Nina doesn't go back upstairs and tell Sunny what is happening, right? And then Sunny would need to call Dante, which is what I think he would do. especially since Cody Bell is involved, and Dante would give him the scoop. But and actually, all Sonny got to do is bring Gladys upstairs and have her the whole thing, the whole case poked holes in. Because Gladys told Nina definitely enough. Then just because Cody took her from the hospital doesn't alleviate this doctor holding her ransom until he got $50,000. Period. That don't change the fact, Gladys. So anyway, we go to Dante gets Sam home, because they were at a celebration at Charlie's because the GH team beat the Kelly's team, beat the pants off of them 4-40. That wasn't even a game, right? And then Sam played on the PCPD team, and their team won against whoever the other team was. So he gets home. He gets her home because, on our way out the door, Chase told me something interesting. That he got in a call, or there was a report sent to the PCPD from Ferncliff that Cody Bell kidnapped Sasha Gilmore. And Sam said, "Ooh, wow, yikes." And he goes, and the funny thing is, they didn't escape. They're not on foot. There was a car left out the facility with the keys conveniently left in it. And she goes, "Whoa, you don't say." And he goes, "Sam, do you know anything about that?" And she's like, and she's tapping his chest like, "Please, I don't want to lie to you. Please don't." She goes, "What do you want me to say?" Right? And he says, "Look, all I got to say is when you plan a breakout, you plan a breakout." And she looks at him and he goes, "I hope everything goes okay." And she's just looking. See, that is what I do like about their relationship. He knew not to go commando cop on her or detective on her because ultimately he knows she's helping Cody, his friend, and Sasha. And ultimately he knows what she's doing is something he could not do as a cop. So he's like, "Look, her footprint isn't in it anywhere." Because when all of this was happening, everybody, guess where Sam was? On the softball field, running that home run, right? All public, all wait, you don't say what? Yeah. Good alibi. Sam is Sam, right? And she dots those T's and she crossed that I. Oh no, I said that wrong. She dots those I's and she crossed that T, right? So anyway, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. And then we have Sonny. He and Nina get home and she's just, "Sonny, oh, Sonny, I just didn't know what, if you went to jail, blah, blah, goes, Nina, but it didn't happen. Nina. And so she goes, "But I was just so worried." He goes, "You know what? The worst part was I hated seeing the worry on your face. And I hated seeing the worry on Christina's face. I want to apologize to you for that." And she goes, "Sonny, there's no need to apologize. You had nothing to do with this." And he said, "Well, kind of." He said, he goes, "I didn't necessarily think it would have gone that far, but I knew I wasn't going to go to prison." So she goes, "What are you talking about, Sonny?" And he told her, he says, "Look, I knew there was coffee in those crates. I got word that there's an entity snooping around. I need coming for me, and I need to know who they are. So I was trying to flush them out. And she goes, he goes, you arranged to pull a big one on the feds. He said, I didn't necessarily know that the information this person got, that Brick fabricated, was going to reach the feds. Didn't know it was going to go there. He says, I was hoping it was going to lead me to the rival. He says, but it's given me something to look at, because now he knows this person is snitchability, right? They snitch. So he knows to look, and they had help, whoever it is. So she goes, oh, and I'm thinking, Sunny. Nina's gonna open her big mouth, and oh my goodness, because she can't hold water. So now we have Michael. He left Charlie's. He and Willow were talking. And why were they talking in the back room, the back hallway? But I'm glad I didn't give that flash drive with all the incriminating evidence of Pikeman that my father's. I'm thinking, why are you talking in public like that? I hate that about soap operas, right? Hate it. Well, you didn't, Michael. He goes, no, I did. I changed my mind. I thought Christina would have heard that. That would have been par for the course. Par for the course. So anyway, that prompted Michael to really feel like he wants to go apologize to his father. For a minute there, I thought he was going to say he hired Dex, but he realized, no, that's Carly's plan to keep Dex in place. And Michael's watching Sonny, so he knew he couldn't say too much. But he said he came to apologize to him, and he knew he had to be at that courtroom to support him. And Nina says, and we all appreciate that. I'm thinking, shut up, Nina. Shut up. But then she got a text from Gladys. So she goes, I got to take care of this. I'll leave you two to talk. Yeah, you sure wouldn't have left them to talk had you not gotten that text, right? So Sonny's like, Michael, you don't have to apologize. You don't, you felt how you felt. And I mean, I gave you reason, cause to be, I hurt you, the whole family. He goes, but Dad, you know what? I went down this road that, he goes, I could hardly recognize myself. And that's not what I want my children. Willow, he goes, Willow got me to see. That's not what I want my children to see. That's not who I want to be. And I just want you to know, Dad, that I really am glad you beat those charges. Because first he says, Sonny, he goes, Dad. He goes, Sonny, Dad, I want you to know. Right? So anyway, they make amends, right? And, not even amends. They already started to make amends. But, they left things on a really, really good place. Which was happy. I'm happy that they're finally doing that. I honestly think Michael should be back in the mob. He was the best mob boss. He was cool-headed when he ran the organization for Sonny. I liked Michael doing it. So anyway, Michael leaves and Nina's getting ready to leave Gladys. So we didn't get any more like upstairs with what she may have said to Sonny. We don't know. But it just went real well, the conversation between Michael and Sonny, and they're really mending the fences on that. So that was it. There was nothing, earth-shattering about today's episode. Minor stuff at Charlie's. Cameron comes in with Charlotte, and little Violet was being precocious with her big mouth. Were you on a date? And so Sam took her to a table and was talking to her. And she goes, I want to see, what are they talking about? I want to go over there. She goes, Violet, this looked like this might be a first date. And if it is a first date, kind of let them have their moment, right? So she goes, oh, but I still want to hear what they're saying. But Violet is cute. But anyway, that was it. So let's go to comment corner. Let's see. We have PE says, why are they giving the new Christina such a big part compared to the previous one? I know, huh? LaShun says the blonde nurse at Ferncliff, that is named Janice, is Chase's wife in real life. Yes. LaShun also says Drew Kane was not Jason when Cameron and Trina were kidnapped. It was the original Jason Morgan. Okay, you know what? I could not remember. Could not remember that. Sharon says Felicia says she will investigate you. Okay. Darren says the text did not snitch all. I don't understand that, Darren. Snitch all Sunny. I don't get that. LaShun says Maxie Jones's youngest son is James. You are right. I could not remember that. Mayor Laura Collins. And Mayor Lauren Collins is Spencer, Aiden, and Ace's Spencer, Aiden, Ace, and Charlotte's and Rocco's grandmother. That's right. Because Lulu's kids are Charlotte and Rocco, and Lucky's child is Aiden, and Nicholas's child is Spencer and Aisha. Right. Laura has 5 grandchildren. Very good. Bernice says, what did Dex think Sonny was letting Betty alone in the house in the suite? No, Dex did know that they were planting false evidence, and he was making sure Betty thought she had it. But I think Dex did not connect the dots. That doesn't mean Sonny told him what the real plan was. So, but look, even with what Sonny told Nina, he didn't know that the feds were going to do what they did exactly like that. He didn't quite know. But there was a fake shipment for Pikeman. I think he was going to see who was going to try to turn up. Maybe turn up and conference, hijack it. I don't know. Cindy says there would never have been an arraignment based on what they thought was in the crates. I know that was really, really flimsy. And I forgot to turn on my trusty stopwatch. Let's do that right now because there's a lot of comments. Cindy says, horridly unromantic, those doves. Spencer bounced down the stairs and just handed them to her while she stood behind the couch after he invited Esme to join them for dinner on that couch. Not only did Trina soften and accept the doves, she initiated yet another kiss with him. I know Spencer didn't even wrap that box. Come on now. He had it for almost a year. Could have wrapped it. Ron says the first thing you were taught is to check the evidence before making an accusation. And Diane knew Sonny was up to something because he was so calm. Aisha says, clearly, nothing Ava said got through to Nina. Far from being over, this was just the first example of Sonny getting hauled in by the authorities. He gets hauled in on the authorities on a regular basis. Countless times. It would be just for questionings. Not always ending in his arrest, but by the same token, inevitably, there would be charges that stick. Yeah, one day, beyond the arraignment and the actual trial. And I can only imagine what friends Nina would do then. But we shall see. Sometimes they make the mob bosses live on and on and on. Well, Sonny's really the only true star mob boss, that everybody loves. So normally they have the mob boss disguised as ruthless businessman, right? That's normally what they do in soap operas. It's a ruthless businessman. But here they actually have him as a criminal. Or even they'll have the businessmen do criminal dealings, i.e. Victor Newman, Asa Buchanan. So let's see. I'm kind of skimming down Aisha. Let me see. Dex looked it may be drawn on him that he doesn't enjoy enough special status in the Carithos organization. I know he probably should have thought, wait a minute. Not only was he left out of the loop, but he got called in the same on his off day just to get arrested with the other rank and file employees to help Sonny pull a fast one on the feds. I'm wondering if Sonny's setup scenario has resulted in another benefit for him, getting him out of any future dealings with Pikeman. That would be interesting because Pikeman could say, oh, no, you got the feds looking at you now. That organization may wish to steer clear of the targets from active federal investigations and prosecutions. That might be true. That might be true. There was mention of an usually reliable informant. So I'm assuming Cyrus passed the flash drive onto a third person. He can't afford to be seen as a snitch. That's true. And still be in the same business. Denise says, hey, what happened to Portia's brother? You mean Zeke the Who? Thank goodness. I couldn't stand that character and he's not needed, nor do we need to see Zeke on General Hospital ever again. Portia would probably not want Trina to hang out with Joss. Well, she tried that years ago when she found out who Jocelyn's parents were. Consider her Sonny connection. Love your Felicia and BLK, actually BLQ impersonation, Brooklyn Quartermain. I really enjoy your recap of General Hospital and Young and the Restless. Thank you, Denise. So you watch them both. All right. NK Rose says Dante can't solve a case because he's spread too thin. Jake and Charlotte are probably both missing their parents, Jason and Lulu. That is true. I thought Jake was going to confront Esme over what she did with Cameron. Cyrus is trying to get out of prison and throw Sonny under the bus, and he's using the prison to recruit as a recruiting tool via that church group. And Lucy says, love the dimpled Don Sonny's poker face. He knew the charges wouldn't stick. The evidence turned out to be coffee beans, not shipping guns like before. Leanne says, good old-fashioned Corinth, those coffee beans. The feds were tripping today. I knew there was a reason Sonny was so calm about his arrest. I like that Dante was there to support his dad no matter what. Sprina scenes looked rushed and not very well planned. This storyline has become a lost cause anyway. I know, I'm just through with them. Esme wants to move above Kelly's so she can manipulate Spencer more by having him at Kelly's day and night for Ace, which is stupid. Kelly's grandmother's, what's the difference? At least they have more comfort at Spencer's grandmother's house. Going above Kelly's is ridiculously stupid. Carly looks speechless when talking to Esme. I think she knows what to think. She doesn't know what to think of this psycho. I like the date that Charlotte and Jake had. It was a cute scene. And Susan says, I believe they were in the 3rd grade. She's talking about Aiden and Charlotte. Maybe it was 3rd grade, 2nd or 3rd grade versus kindergarten. You're right. Kindergarten would have made them too young when they were in Willow's class. Lisa says, I hope Dante can find out who's the one that gave the information to the FBI against Sonny. Everyone knows it was not, everyone knows it is not Curtis saying the crap out of Portia's mouth. I know. The doctor's going to blame Cody. I hope Cody has the syringes in his pocket of the doctor's jacket. Curtis will catch Portia's mouth. He told her he doesn't blame Anna, and Portia said she blames her. It is not for her to decide. I remember Aiden and Charlotte. Yeah. Maxie's baby boy's name is James. Why would Carly want her in a restaurant, meaning Esme? Esme's putting on like she doesn't remember anything. I guess she doesn't remember Elizabeth tending to her while she was locked up in the tower. Didn't it not be, didn't is not being clear to Esme. I don't get that part. He claims that it was all about him and Ace. But he doesn't say to Esme he was having dinner with his girlfriend. Trina, not you. Spencer and Trina are taking turns sucking each other's lip. LOL, that's true. Esme's going from the pink bikini to what she was wearing today. Spencer's making dinner for her and Trina. Esme should not be picking in their food. Why is Spencer inviting Esme to eat with them? I don't know. PE says, can you say wimp? Will the world end if Esme moves out? Well, no, it really won't. She'll be begging for help. Once the stress of paying bills and dealing with Ace full-time hits her. I'm with you, Daily Recap Lady. Why can't Spencer take Trina out to dinner? I'm sure he can find someplace under $10,000. That's funny. And then Lisa says, oh, when the family finds out it was Sonny's setup, they're going to be mad. Nah, Sonny's not going to tell everybody that. He didn't tell Michael that. This is not Dex's fault. And I don't know why he told Nina, right? Now he'll tell Carly, and Carly's understandable, right? Carly will be cool with that. Say, oh, good job, Sonny. Ride or die. And then Sabrina says, hi, daytime drama queen. Hey, hi, daytime drama queen. Daily recap lady, Sabrina. Daily recap lady. It was very, very disappointing in the Sabrina scenes. The writing and directing was horrible. It sure was. The gift of the doves was okay. Nah, it was clear that he did not plan to give them to her that night. Regarding Esme, I think her memory's back. How did she know the food that Spencer brought was expensive? Well, she may not have her memory, but you know, when you get that ugly looking cheese wrapped like that in a wedge, it's usually quite expensive, you know. She was playing the role. We all know the real Esme would not be caught in that hideous outfit she had on. I know Carly was giving her the side eye when she was asked if there was a vacancy. Just a thought. And then Anthony says, that's the smallest thing Mr. C did since he's been on the show. What is the smallest thing? I don't know. What was the smallest thing? Terry says, GH has gotten really good lately. I wanted Christina front and center, but GH has ruined the character. I can't stand her. How long before everyone figures out that Sonny set the whole thing up? I think Michael figured it out. Well, he didn't talk about it if he did. I can't find, well, no, because they didn't say at the trial. They just said we didn't have the evidence we thought we had. They didn't say, hey, it was just coffee beans instead of guns. Can't wait until the feds call out Cyrus for his tip that made them look stupid. And then Teaspoon said, I agree. Cyrus is behind all of it, including the head of Pikeman. No, he's not both. He's trying to get into Pikeman. Curtis getting shot. Okay. Monique says, is it just me or does everyone find Jake and Charlotte's relationship kind of you mean incestuous? Considering Laura is both their grandmothers. Laura is not Jake's grandmother. Laura is not related to Jason Morgan. Laura is not related to Elizabeth. The only grandchild of Laura's Elizabeth has is Aiden. So nope, they are not related in the least. And then Jeanette says Jason Morgan is the father, not Lucky Spencer. Yep, that's right. Linda says, I like Jake and Charlotte. They have chemistry. Y'all have to say this. My girl Maxie needs to be CEO of her own company. Yes, she does. Maxie has so much experience and drive in herself to be working for someone else. Frank, this must be the writer, It's Maxie's turn to be CEO of a successful company. Please. And thank you in advance for your consideration. That's funny, as if they're going to do that, right? And then PE says, why can't Esme respect Spencer's relationship with Trina? Spencer needs to make it plain. I'm not your man. I mean, Ace is my brother. Jake and Charlotte, question mark. Who would have thunk it? Does Sonny finally realize that Dex talks too much, right? I can't tell him everything. He'll tell Jocelyn. Wait until Portia realizes Curtis left the house. And then Dacia says, Sonny doesn't trust Dex enough because he talks too much. Dex tells Jocelyn too much. He needs to stop telling Jocelyn everything he does. Sonny needs to tell Dex to stop telling Jocelyn everything. I don't think Sonny knows that he tells Jocelyn everything. I'm glad that Jocelyn wasn't there with her attitude against Sonny. Christina would have mopped her up out of that courtroom if she would have showed up with an attitude. And then Dacia says, Michael looks kind of guilty about all of this. And then Lucy says, Dex seemed guilty as well as Michael. No, Michael was guilty for his ill feelings for his father. They were way over the top and not his place. Michael's an adult. He upset. He hurt my mother. Oh, get out of here with that crap. Now I'm going to try to plan a spy and ruin him. Come on, Michael. Let's be real. All right, everybody. That is it for my daily recap of General Hospital. I will be back tomorrow for another daily recap.